Hi, my name is Adrian. You could also call me Sister Adrian 2X. So, today I am here to have a discussion. So, my discussion today is going to be different every week. At my discussion, I wish to talk on today is mental health. So I choose to speak on mental health because everything starts with the mind. Anything that goes in your mind will come out, whether it's physically, spiritually, verbally. You're going to see what is ever in your mind. And it plays a very, very big part in growth, development, and society. Growing up, I did not notice how much because it's in your head. I didn't really think like what you see, what you hear, what you eat, the words you take in from people around you, the words you say to yourself. Well, I thought that would be the most important, yet still, I never ever thought it would be as serious and have much of an effect as it do. Um, I I have my own problems. A year ago from the 27th of July would make a year when I had my last major mental breakdown. And on the 31st of July last year, I was diagnosed with major depression. Now, growing up, when you're around people, when you notice the change, you would be aware of these things. Yet, like I never really said like, yeah, I'm depressed. I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm okay. Cause I never seen it as a problem or issue, and I just took it as that's who I am, that's me, and that's what I'm going to be, and I just took it with pride. Fast forward to me being an adult and having to interact in life and meet new people, I realized that it is more serious than you think. More than I have thought. So, one of the biggest things that I can trace back that, caused me to, be in my ways, that is, chemical imbalances, I didn't really have someone to talk to. Um, and I would say um, it's not the biggest, yet it's out of the top three to be able to speak to somebody. And you can't just speak to anybody. You must speak to somebody who is kind, someone who's caring, somebody who's not judgmental and is not looking for the wrong in that in what you're saying. Now, it's a lot, right? Because you don't really know people's true intentions. You don't really know what is going on in people's head. And, this is what kept me from sharing and actually building relationships. Yet, I would say that would be not the first thing to do. It would be out of the top things to do is I wouldn't say get a therapist, yet have someone that you can talk to because it is important. Um, what I would say is the main thing when it comes to mental health, which is, you're sad, you're schizophrenic, you're depressed, you know, you're suicidal, you abuse yourself, you abuse others. What I can say is that I learned is that as anything in the world, it's an inside job. So I can have somebody, right, who cares about me, who wants to help me or assist me in bettering myself. Yet, if you can tell me everything that I need to hear. You can speak nothing but facts. Yet, if I haven't accepted it within me, if I do not or am not aware that, okay, I'm not okay, this is not okay, this lifestyle is not good, this thought process, these emotions are not good, it's pointless to talk to somebody. And I'll say it's pointless because not only are you affecting you, because you just like it literally went in one ear and out the other. It affects the person that you are talking to, because now that's exchanging energy. So now you just gave them a part of you and you just rejected what they gave you. And not thinking about you now, it affects somebody else who just genuinely wanted to help you. So my first thing that I would like to share when it comes to bettering yourself, if you have any type of mental issues or you're depressed, majorly depressed, bipolar, schizophrenic, um, lonely, suicidal, cut yourself. My biggest thing is, I would say, acceptance. Okay? So I remember when I graduated high school, I realized I was, getting worse. Like, I was really emotional, crying, blah, 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 all these stuff, like isolating myself. And I would go on Google, right? Kind of like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't like doctors. I don't like to talk to people. I don't like people. So I would use Google and I would type in what I'm feeling. And it would be there. It would say depression, you're mentally depressed. You have PSD, all of these mental things. And I'm like, no, that's not me. I'm not accepting it, whatever. Give that to the next person who's not secure in themselves. Yet, when I had to face the facts, almost a year ago, that, okay, like, dang, like, you can't run from it no more. You can't hide it. Like, honey, like, you're majorly depressed. And I can honestly say that assisted me and it helped me out so much in progressing, because now where someone's walking up to me and they're asking me if I'm okay, I can say yeah, or I could be like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling that well, because I accepted it in myself. I no longer hid it from myself that I'm not okay. I no longer kept it like I told myself I'm not okay this morning. And then after you accept something, the power of the mind is amazing. So I accepted it. And you don't change overnight. Yet the more I accepted the fact that, okay, I'm I'm that I am, and I can change it. I can change it. Yet before I can change it, I must understand and I must accept the fact that this is me. This is how I've been for a while, and I'm not okay with it. And I want to do better. I want to be better. The moment I did that, I began to move. Like, I began to move differently. Not in a sense with everyone else, because I'm still to myself. You know what I mean? It don't happen like that. And it can, I don't know. But it's not the pace that I'm moving at. Yet, I'm able to be like, okay, I accept that this is me. When my mood switches or I feel that down, because when you're depressed, or you feel it go down, like it's weird, because you could be like, hey, yeah, what's up, guys, da, da, da. And then you sitting there, you moving, and then you just stop, and then it just, like, you feel it going down. Like, it's weird. It's a weird feeling. Yet where I would just in the past be like, I guess I just don't like it no more. I'm realizing, like, oh shoot, like my energy is literally like choosing to like for whatever reason, yeah, I just right in the middle of the situation. And how the best way I could put it, the hardest and the hardest thing and the worst thing that you can do is talk to somebody or try to explain to somebody who did not experience what you experienced. For example, so if you're depressed and you're sad and you're used to being neglected and you're used to being ignored and you're always by yourself, you know what I mean? Going to somebody who has love, who has support, who has all these things and always had these things, very sociable, it's hard to relate because where they're looking at you is, I don't know how they view you. Yet whatever the view is, I just know when you speak to someone like that, they look at you funny. They look at you like, what? I don't get it. And they tell you that you're crazy. They'll make you feel worse through the advice that they give you. And then, you have some who would not understand and have not been there, and they try to give you words of encouragement. I personally wouldn't say, talk to them still because they still don't have the understanding. Yet I would say appreciate the effort because you can speak to them, you can tell them, yet they still don't understand. So it's like they can only give you from their perception. So if you can find someone or if you know somebody who goes through what you're going through, yet they accepted the fact that that is who they are, and they had made the choice to say, I'm going to change, I'm going to be better, I'm going to go over this, and it's not going to conquer me. Those who are not afraid to let it show, as well as real quick. Those who are not afraid to let it show, as well as talk to you about it. Because there's nothing worse than venting how you feel and telling somebody about what you're going through, and then they say, well, I don't know about that because, I never felt like that, or I don't know what you're talking about, or you crazy, or, it's just like in their mind, it's the right thing to say, but that's like, and that's what I'm saying. It's better to talk to someone who went through what you went through, because if you're going to talk to somebody who's going to give you the same advice you give yourself and you're not going nowhere, what's the point? Now you just literally have your reflection on the outside of you telling you. But they may not be around you and they may not stay to support you. And that's why I'm saying, finding someone to talk to is not the first step. I will not say take that as the first step. The first step is accepting the fact that you are the way you are, and make the decision to change. You gotta make the decision. I didn't put that down here. I have wrote a list of things that goes, just little things that I want to go over. Like you see, depression and insecurity. That's what I'm gonna go next. So, when it comes to depression, I'm a firm believer it comes from insecurities. Because if you're not secure in yourself, or just any mental health, if you're not securing yourself, you will be other than yourself, or you would be that in which you believe is you. And that is by far the most dangerous thing ever. Why is that dangerous? Because if you are not happy with who you are, if you're not okay with who you are, if you're not willing to develop who you currently are into the best version of you, that is a problem, because you're not solving the problem and you're not building on it. You're actually just taking it, putting it to the side, and allowing everything that's bad to pile up on it. Because that's where you're going to throw it at. And then you're going to be that in which you are not. And that is dangerous, because that isn't a volcano ready to erupt. Because when you can no longer take it, guess what's going to show? That pile of self that you push to the side is gonna be like, I'm still here. And I used to do that, and that's why I'm speaking on it. And when I did that, we all have voices in our heads. Yet I realized the more I ignored my true voices, my real voices, the more that they grew and the more powerful that they were. It was no longer affecting my mind, yet it was affecting my physical. So meaning I can be happy and I could be sitting here, and then I'll hear a voice in my head. And they'll make me so angry, and then I'll punch the wall, the door, and like, I fucked up my knuckles like that. And I'll wake up, I hear the voice, and then I'm crying all day, and I don't know why. Yet that is the buildup of me not accepting who I am, me acting in a way, being in a way that I believe is society way of life, that I believe is proper for society, and it's not, because it's not me. And that's what, like, it comes down to, insecurities. You must accept yourself, like, accept yourself and whoever you are, and don't change yourself for nobody. If somebody cannot love you the way you are, like, they're not worth it. Like, when I would go through my emotions and I would isolate myself in a corner and not talk to nobody, and there's sometimes people came up to me and I didn't know what to say, because literally my mind is blank. What you want me to say? Oh, I like the white walls? Like, no, I literally had nothing to say. Oh, nice shirt. Like, I did not feel like that was a valuable conversation, so I never spoke, because literally my mind would be like, somebody would be like, hey, and this is my mind. I have nothing to say. Like, there's no words, no nothing, no interaction that came in my head. And so people actually would take that in the wrong way. And that's why I was like, well, you have to accept me the way I am. And if you're not willing to accept me and get over the fact that I don't have nothing to say to you, oh well. And if you can't have a conversation or keep speaking to me, then that just simply means we're not meant to speak. And that's was my thought process for a long time. And it's not a proper mindset or a way to handle situations. Why do I say that? Because you're not solving a problem. You're not growing, because that's how you feel today, and then tomorrow you feel the same way, and the next 5 months, and the next 6 months, and the next 7 years, you are still in that same mode, and you're like, why my life isn't changing? It's because you aren't changing. And then that comes with acceptance. I know that I'm not okay. I know that my actions are not good. I know that I must do better and be better. In order to do that, I must accept me. I must accept and then push on with the change. And that's another thing. It's so easy. It's so easy to not progress. It's so easy to just accept defeat and stay in bed all day. I mean, all day. You'll be in bed all day watching Netflix, only leaving your room to get some ice cream and some water. That is easy. I know it's easy. I used to do it. Yeah. What's not easy is the feeling of suppression from your own emotions, from your own depression. That feeling is so heavy. It is so disgusting. I'm more active, way, way more active than I was a year ago. Like, way. I used to go to work and then go home. And if I didn't work, I was home, in my bed, watching Netflix on my phone, proudly. and it did not help my mental. So after you accept the fact that you're not okay and you accept the fact that you must change who you are, that's when the journey begins. That's when the journey begins. And, you know, that leads me to my next question. Once you accept who you are, change, next is, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for to start this journey? Well, that's a pretty simple question, right? Who are you? That is the first step in this journey. Who are you? And the beauty of that is you are your own creator. We were all born into this world, and we was not born alone. We was born like in our wombs with Almighty God Allah. We are not ever alone. Allah is in us right now. And once you realize that God will always be with you, who you are is simple. I am in the image of the Creator that created me in this world. Allah, God. Now, there's some people who's not religious, some people who's not spiritual, and to each his own. Yeah, I know coming through that understanding and making that choice that, okay, I come for God, and for that, He is my goal. And I am willing to do that in which that must be done to be, you know, that's when things change. Because I accepted the fact that I'm not okay. I accepted the fact that I must change. I realized, what am I waiting for? All this time that I spent in the bed, what was I waiting for? All of this time that I was crying, what am I crying for? I don't know, I'm crying. Like, I'm so serious. On my bed, and I know I'm not the only one. In the fetal position, I'm about to show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. I used to be bugging. I used to be on my bed like this. I'm crying. And I used to be like, I don't want to live. I don't want to live. I don't want to. Because I feel so valueless. I feel like I have no purpose. And I had to realize, why isn't God talking to me? First, right? I realized this whole time I've been speaking with the Almighty, the one Allah, this whole time, because Allah is in me. Yet what I have done was disregard Him. What I have done was not listen to Him. What I have done was dwell in doubt instead of what can really be. I was more negative than I was positive. Nobody did that to me. If somebody told me and bullied me when I was younger, I allowed them to. I accepted it, believing that I thought it was okay when I really didn't, and now I have my reality. Then I allowed that perception to dwell in my head, subconsciously, wherever I pushed it to, and I accepted defeat. And I told myself this every day. There's nobody around me telling me that you're not beautiful. There's no one around me telling me that you're not worth it. There's no one around me telling me that you're not talented. All of those things I told to myself. So if you are going through any mental problems, mental illness, it starts with you. You have to change it. That's, who are you really? I used to tell myself, I'm nothing. I have no talent. I have no value. I am nobody. I cannot do anything right. I am nothing but an error. I have no value. I used to say that a lot. I can't do nothing. All I do is fuck everything up. I'm worthless. I'm lonely. My phone is so dry, and it always been dry, and it's not changing. It have not changed all my life. And I used to be like, nobody even care about me. Don't nobody like me. I will always be at home by myself, like, and I would know people when people just don't know me. So I'm like, what, what am I doing? Like, why am I here? Like, why would God create an error, a problem just to live? Why would, what did I ever do in life that would cause me to live in such a hateful life? Why would God create me to have such a negative, terrible mentality? Like, why don't God love me? Like, why do he love everyone else more than he loves me? Why? Like, I used to be like, can you please change my thought process? Literally on my knees, begging. Be like, please, begging for a better understanding, a better life. For years. 4 years. And it took for me to try to eliminate myself and to be diagnosed with major depression to understand that you are doing this to yourself. When I woke up that morning, I had a good phone call. I was happy. Someone very special to me was coming down to see me, to spend the weekend of my birthday with me. Yet I woke up and I was not happy. I couldn't get to work. I don't call. I felt like a failure. I felt like a nobody. I did not want to go through life again. I did not want to be 22. I'm 22 years old. I did not want to be 22 and be a failure. I didn't want to be a nobody. I did not want to feel that in which I felt all my life. So I went to look for the medication and I just started taking it. I throwing it back. I'm like, sooner or later, I won't be able to do this no more. And surely it came. My head, it's weird because it wasn't like that. I just stopped because I was confused. I didn't know what I was doing. I forgot the reason why I was doing it. And then there was a knock on the door, and then, my sister, my older sister, she came in, she seen me, and she called the ambulance, blah, blah, blah. They took me to the hospital, was locked in the site. My birthday weekend, woke up on my birthday just to get diagnosed with major depression at 22, right? Boom. I could not ignore it no more. So I'm sharing my story because if one thing that could have helped was to talk to somebody, yet not just anybody, because I spoke about this, and there's nothing worse than you sharing your pain and somebody stopping you in the middle of it and saying, oh, well, my pain is worse. I mean, you can talk to me about it, but can I get what I need off my chest? There's nothing worse than when you're going through something that is terrible for your life, for your walk of life, and then somebody who's supposed to care for you is telling you, oh, you're crazy. Why do you feel like that? Have you been listening to anything that I'm saying? Oh, well, I don't know. There's nothing worse than talking to somebody who disregards everything that you say and feel. And it will make you feel worse. That's why I say be careful with who you talk to about your emotions and your thought process, because the wrong person, the wrong conversation will end your life, and sooner, just because you did not know how to accept who you are and accept the fact that, okay, I'm negative to myself. okay, I'm lonely because I feel like this. I feel neglected, so I separate myself. I feel unappreciated, so I separate myself. I tell myself I'm not worth it. Your life will not change until you accept that you are your biggest enemy. And the moment you know your biggest enemy, and that nobody, not a thing, can affect you but you. And it's not easy. But if somebody says something about you that you don't like, yet it is true, or you feel, because that's how it feels, you feel like someone directed something to you. You feel like an action is directed to you. Until you can accept the fact that that is somebody's perception, and their perception do not make you who you are, you will forever be in your mental state. You will forever feel low. You will always feel unappreciated. And you will always want to hurt yourself. And you will always hear multiple voices in your head because you're allowing different perceptions to choose your life for you. And at a certain point, yes, people will say it's not. Society will try to say it's not. But your mental health is all you. It is all you, because nobody can make you feel away if you don't allow them. If you do not accept defeat, accept who you are as a person. And that is what I've learned in my acceptance of my major depression.